Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Code Realize. We're on the starting screen of where we left off last time, just because I'm just going to record all of Lupin and then put him on a schedule, so I don't have to worry about this. I'm in a couple of days a down period to where I can focus on my recording, so we're going to get a whole bunch of things recorded and edited so I can put them on a release for like the next week. Kind of automate things and get things back on track. So we're going to get Lupin all recorded, and then I want to record some Cupid Parasite and then schedule those accordingly. Of course, by the time you guys see this, though, I probably will already have at least one Cupid Parasite out. So Cardia says that she feels like she's the only one like in the honeymoon phase, is what we would call it, where everything the other person does just, I don't know, makes you excited and heart race and blush, and Lupin's not experiencing any of that, and she wants him to experience it too. And she's already gone to Saint Germain, and she's gone to Helsing and Delly, and they tried to, I guess, make them fight together on a common enemy, is what I'm guessing, but it didn't really work out. Lupin figured it out right away and was like, you guys are dumb. So now we're going on to Impey probably, because since we're in his backyard. Bright and early the next morning, our incident behind us. The ether transmitter is over here. Telescope and wrenches are over there. Impey, what do you want to do with this?
飛行船のエンジンね。そいつはかさばるから残してこうかな。ただ、俺が出ていく前にメンテはした方がいいかも。いずれルパンが使うかもだし。
If you're going to leave it here, teach me how to look after it. I promise I'll keep it in top shape.
おう、それグッドアイデア。
I like how he incorporates English into like his everyday speaking. Definitely, I'm at your disposal, Master Impey.
インピー先生。あ、なんかいけない気持ちが芽生えちゃいそうな禁断の響き。
Forbidden. Impey being Impey, it took some time to help him organize his luggage. We'd been at it since dawn. Only a few days remain until he sets off to America, to Terra Incognita, where he hopes to finally realize his dreams. He still isn't entirely sure what he'll do when he gets there, and I imagine parting will be more sorrow than sweet, but the way he shows no outward signs of concern, only optimism, it's the very definition of Impey's character.
つうことで、置いてくものは自由に使っちゃっていいからね。もちろん、俺だと思って寂しい夜に添い寝も OK。
Oh my goodness.
なんなら光る動く喋る等身大インピーさん人形を作って。
No, I'm good, Impey.
わお、ためらわずにバッサリ。
In any case, we won't be seeing you for quite some time once you leave for America, you know. I lowered my eyes. It only struck me how sad I sounded once the words had tumbled from my mouth.
なになに、カルディアちゃん。俺がいなくなっちゃうのが寂しいって？
Of course, Impey. He said the words with his usual cheer, but I nodded glumly at the weight they carried. How could I not be? You're always so positive. You always brighten up the room. You always put a smile on my face. I wanted to learn more from you about cooking and engineering and...
またそういう惚れ直すこと言わないで。うっかり勘違いしちゃうじゃん。
Also, you don't want to make Lupin jealous of you.
でもまあ、安心して。そこまで言うなら毎日ラブレター出すからさ。
Love letters. Every single day would be,
それに、時々は帰ってくるし。うん。寂しかったら、夜空を見上げるとか、どう？
The night sky? Why?
空はつながってるからさ。きっと、君と一緒に同じ月を眺めることもできるよ。
That's true. Though it is halfway around the world, we won't be seeing the moon at the same time.
そこ突っ込んじゃう？
I'm sorry. It feels good to laugh, getting Impey's belongings in order. I just have a feeling, no matter how long it takes, this is a man who will realize his dreams. I had no way to prove it, but somehow I knew.
ああ、そうだ。ところでさ、昨日の夜中、なんかあった？
Happened?
いや、ルパンが妙にくたびれてたから、君と喧嘩でもしたのかと思って。
It wasn't exactly a fight, it was more like a raid.
何その穏やかじゃない単語。俺が寝てる間に何が？
The thing is, I gave Impey the whole story, if only because my choice of words had thoroughly discombobulated him. They meant well enough, but Van Helsing and the others had staged a full-on raid. It's easy enough to talk about it now, even funny. In the heat of the moment, though, it was anything but.
うわ、というか、バンに恋愛相談って何その混ぜるな危険。
Do not mix. We found that out the hard way.
というか、恋愛相談だったらもっと先に相談するべき人がいるじゃん。
I know, right? Impey.
そう、星の数ほどの恋を経験した男。恋する天才技師。
Don't spout poetry.
このインピーバービケーンが。
あなたの場合、恋は恋でも失恋経験の方では？
Oh, Saint Germain, good morning.
おはようございます。差し入れを持ってきましたから、お二人とも軽く休憩してみては？
Saint Germain transforms a nearby crate into a makeshift tea service and began arranging cups. The pleasant aroma of morning tea soon wafts through the small plates of biscuits on the side. I tilt my head trying to think. These biscuits, I'm sure I know them from somewhere. Oh, these biscuits, aren't they?
じゃ、ありがたくいただきますと。サンちゃん、このクッキーどこで買ってきたの？形はあれだけど、すげえうまいじゃん。
How dare you criticize this cooking?
だそうですよ。カルディアさん。
Saint Germain chuckles and Impey's eyes grow wide as realization dawns. I timidly raise my hand and nod. Yes, I made these biscuits last night.
マジで？やば、本気でびっくりした。ここまで上達してるなんてすごいじゃん。
That's funny. Only because I learned from the very best and I still make plenty of mistakes.
失敗は成功の母って言うし、いいんだよ。どんどん失敗して。
いいことを言いますね、インピー。失敗は成功の母ですか。
Saint Germain laughs gently, then turns his regard to me.
では、ちょうどいいですし、例の件をインピーに相談してみては？
The matter that, do you mean the relationship advice?
ええ。インピーほど失敗している人もなかなかいないですから。きっといいアドバイスをくれるでしょう。
すごいさらっと流してるけど、その言葉地味にインピーさんダメージ食らってるよ、サンちゃん。
Shortly after the three of us finish our break for tea, I broach the topic with Impey again. I do want you to help me think about it, how I can possibly steal Lupin's heart.
あいつのハートね。
I say nothing but look at Impey intently. His expression is hard to read, quite unlike him. He seems to have mixed feelings about the entire affair, but after pondering, he stands and claps his hands together.
よし、わかった。あいつはともかく、カルディアちゃん、君の幸せのためだ。一肌脱いじゃうぜ。
What? You're sure?
もちろん。なんだかんだ、仲間内じゃ、ルパンとは一番付き合いも長いし。それに何より、かわいいかわいい君のためなら、一肌と言わず、全部でも脱いじゃうよ。
It doesn't sound right when you say it like that. Just your hands will be fine. Thank you, Impey. Discussions with Impey and Saint Germain continue apace. The strategy we developed would be put into motion right away. And so, time passed with surprising swiftness. We accomplished much, and by midday I felt a bit drowsy from all the good cheer. Here goes nothing. The commencing operation. Walking with the bag under my arm, I reached for the drawing room door. Lupin sat upon the sofa, eyes intent on the morning broadsheet. He eventually notices me and lifts his head.
の、カルディア、いいところに。なあ、新聞に新しいカフェの広告が。って、カバンなんか抱えてどうした？どっか出かけんのか？
For a while.
なんだよ。言ってくれれば完璧なエスコートプランを用意したんだぜ。ま、俺には突発的でも何の問題もねえがな。そんで、どこに行きてんだ？案内なら任せときな。どんな要望にもピタリと答えてやる。
He's probably planning on going alone. I still don't know exactly where we're going.
へえ、珍しいな。行き当たりばったりなんて。ま、気の向くままってのも悪くはねえか。ちょい待ってろ。すぐに準備して。
You don't have to come with me. My words stop Lupin mid-pose as he stands up off the sofa. He furrows his brows, clearly confused, then snaps his fingers as if realizing something.
ひょっとしてシシーの散歩か？そういうことなら。
No, I'm going on a date.
ああ、デートか。なるほどな。だから俺にはついてくるなって。って、はあ？デート？
A date. I'll be off then.
待ってカルディア！ちょっと
What the heck? I shut the door on him, cutting off his protest with a slam of finality. I can hear quite the ruckus from beyond the closed door, but I mustn't be concerned. Impey knows what he's doing. Or so I reassured myself as I swiftly made for the main entrance. A great clamor followed me down the hall. In truth, I don't feel great about this. I'll miss being with Lupin too. But the die is cast. If I turn back now, all of Impey's scheming, all of my friends' efforts will have been for nothing. I just have to get a hold of myself. Goodbye, Lupin, just for the nonce. Resolutely, I lift my head and begin to walk. Bright afternoon sunlight bathes the streets in warmth as I head to our meeting place.
おい、カルディアちゃん、こっちこっち。
Yeah, I knew it. I don't remember if I cut it out or not, but I mentioned that Cardia goes on a date with Saint Germain to like make Lupin feel jealous. Saint Germain and Impey were all smiles, waving to me from a bench at one end of the square. I don't know if Impey stays though. I don't remember that part. Saint Germain, Impey, I'm counting on you two today.
ええ、こちらこそどうぞよろしくお願いします。
で、ルパンのやつどうだった？パッと見た感じ姿は見えないけど。
All according to plan, I said what needed to be said, and I've been very cautious not to be tailed. Of course, if he really is serious, he'll track me down so fast it'll...
それで十分です。我らが姫は相変わらず頼もしい。
But, how is going on a date supposed to bring me any closer to stealing Lupin's heart?
よくぞ聞いてくれました。天才技師による明日のための恋愛計画その1。
Part 1.
恋。それは障害があればあるほど、その障害が大きいほど燃え上がるもの。つまり、俺たちと君がデートすることで。ルパンを嫉妬させちゃうってことさ。
Jealous? Do you really think I'll be able to steal his heart through envy?
嫉妬という感情は原始的で恋愛において重要なもの。発端はただ単にあなたとデートしたい というインピーの趣味と実益を兼ねた発案ではありますが、少なくとも突然襲撃をかけるよりはよほど平和的かつ効果的でしょう。
I see. And yet, I'm starting to feel bad for Lupin. The very act of pulling away from Lupin, ostensibly to date other people. Not to mention that I'm already feeling restless being separated from someone I've come to rely on so much. But Saint Germain's smile never wavered as he shook his head.
何も問題はありません。我々は彼にこのくらいの意地悪をする権利があります。そう、ルパンはあなたの心を射止めた幸福をもっと噛みしめるべきなのですから。
I think he's showing quite enough proper appreciation. He gets a kick out of coming to her in the middle of the night randomly. And I think it's the suspense of it all that he likes the most. Because she never knows when he's going to pop in. And he's just like, he gets to play thief every single night. He's enjoying it in his own way.
お、サンちゃん、なんだか笑顔に迫力があるよ。
ということで、カルディアさん、お二人の幸せのために我々はあえて泥をかぶりましょう。さあ、素敵なレディー、よろしければどうかお手を。
あ、抜け駆けはなしでしょ、サンちゃん。それなら俺なんて腕組んじゃうもんね。
Just don't go overboard, alright? Putting the plan aside for a moment, I have to admit I'm looking forward to a walk with these two. It's been so long. Impey in particular will be partying for goodness knows how long in just a few days. Spurred on by my companions, we begin strolling down the high street. Lupin's perspective. So distant from the jolly threesome in the shadow of a nondescript building, a man and a dog watch the infuriating scene unfold, grinding their teeth.
やっと追いついたと思ったら、あいつら一体何の真似だよ。
Ignorance, it seemed, it could be bliss. Unfortunately, the skillful gentleman thief could not miss Cardia's radiant smile, her joyful bearing.
あ、てめえインピー、気安く肩に手を置くんじゃねえよ。サンも顔近い。話すだけならそんなに顔近づける必要なんてねえだろうが。
And the funny thing is, Saint Germain is not dumb enough to know that Lupin would not be following them. He knows that Lupin's going to be following him, and so he's putting on all the moves just to make Lupin jealous. Lupin is Lupin. He's going to tail them, and Saint Germain knows this. Lupin clutched Cece tight as he worked himself into a froth. Why you just put a leash on him and call it a day? Indeed, it was a wonder such a suspicious-looking character had yet to attract attention from the yard. But now, in this moment, Lupin was far beyond worrying about such trifles.
くさ、追うぞ、シシ。何を考えてるか知らねえが、人の嫁をデートに誘い出すなんて、放っちゃおけねえ。
Shaking his fist in sheer outrage, Lupin sprints off with Cece close behind. Impey, Saint Germain, and I lazily walk around town.
半年前のあのノーチダスの砲撃、この辺りは特に被害が大きかったんだよね。建物とか派手に崩れちゃったし。
Barely half a year was much too soon for the citizenry to have forgotten the bombs. Entire boroughs wreathed in flame. That uncanny blood-red sky, Inferno's melting skin, blasts of superheated air burning throats. The very sound of their city crumbling around them, it remained all too vivid. At that crucial moment in history, London, no, The United Kingdom, the entire world. Humanity itself had been on the brink of madness and genocide.
それがたった半年で元に戻りつつある。人とは思っていたよりもずっとたくましいのかもしれませんね。
Yes, Saint Germain, I think they are. It was just as the Count said, mountains of rubble lined the streets just weeks ago, but today London looks almost new. None of us could deny that a cloud had been lifted. The faces of passersby going about their days were graced by smiles once more.
古いものが崩れた後、それを礎に新しいものが築かれる。こうして移り変わる街並みを見ていると、間違い探しでもしているかのようです。
I nod, looking out at the expanse of the city once more. Here and there, places brimming with memories of shared experience among friends. Getting separated from Lupin and Impey, wandering the city only to meet Victor in the back alley deep in the slums. Finally setting down in Saint Germain's mansion and our confrontation with Van Helsing at the fairground soon after. No sooner does one thought lift by that another takes its place. So many memories come rushing back. I met my dear friends here, lived here, and at last became a person here. The London slowly changing before my very eyes, the London in my mind's eye, both wavered as if seen through tears. There's something sad about so much change.
そうですね。時とともに全ては変わっていく。私たちの関係もそれは同じでしょう。変わらず続く時間などないのだから。
Saint Germain knows best, being 2,000 years old. I know. The mere act of acknowledging this takes all I can muster. My friends will all walk their own paths. I knew it was plain and simple fact, but that did little to quell the melancholy.
ぶっちゃけ俺も寂しいよ。いろんなやつとつるんできたけどさ、今のみんなが最高の仲間だって言い切れるし。でもさ、寂しいからって止まれないんだ。それぞれ目指す未来はみんな違うからね。けど、必要以上に悲しむ必要もないと思う。どれだけ離れてようが、お互いどこで何してようが、俺たちが仲間だって事実、きっと永遠だと思ってるからさ。
Impey flashes me a very Impey week. His reassurances make me so happy. I could feel myself beaming my most genuine smile. I won't argue with that. Feeling slightly less uncertainty and sorrow about the future, we continue our leisurely stroll. Change is sad, but that's precisely why the present is so important. I'm incredibly lucky to have made friends so dear. The prospect of our relationships changing brings out these intense emotions. The times we were able to spend together, I'll never forget this. I'm going to mispronounce this, but joie de vivre, as Lupin might say. I really must thank him. Lupin spirited me away and brought me all the way here. He's the reason I met you all. If not for him, well, I wouldn't be here right now. To say nothing of becoming truly human, none of this would have ever happened.
なるほど。あの時も今も、ルパンは君のヒーローってわけね。
ルパン本人はヒーローではなく泥棒紳士だと言い張りそうですけどね。
Both of you have him pegged in your own ways, I think. My companions nodded at the smiles broader than ever.
さて、次はあちらの通りに行ってみましょうか。最近人気のカフェがあるようですよ。
We're going to take you to the cafe that Lupin mentioned this morning. How rude. Cardia and her pair of BS, I don't know, found a table at the modish cafe on an intersection of the high street. Just how modish was it? How a la mode? 90% of the clientele were couples. That says it all as far as I'm concerned. Look at his face. He's gonna be pouty. Oh, poor
別
Lupin.
にあいつらがどこでお茶しようが俺にはちっとも関係ねえけどな。
Contented couple sing song, chatter drifts maddeningly forth from the cafe. Glancing at the terrace, I see a collection of patrons enjoying the day on their terms. I turn away from the dismal scene, leaning against the shrubbery with Cece in my arms, giving him a good rub.
なあ、シシ。
This herb tea is wonderful. You have such exquisite taste, Saint Germain.
お気に召していただけたなら何より。
こっちのケーキもめっちゃ美味しいよ。お茶がうまい店はサイドメニューもうまいって本当だよね。ほらほら、カルディアちゃん、このモンブランとか食べてみてよ。はい、
What? You want me to say, that's a little...
いいからいいから、ほら、
I think Impey knows that Lupin's watching too, because why else would he do that? Grumble, grumble.
おう悪いな、シシ。
Poor Lupin.
あの色ぼけ騎士のどこをぶったたけばおつむの故障が治るか考えてただけだよ。驚かせちまって悪かった。
Wife robbing. Idly petting Cece, I let out a huge sigh. Thinking about it with as cool a head as I can manage, there is no particular reason I should be cross with them. It was far from the first time that Ginger Numbskull had declared his undying misguided love. And back at the mansion, Cardia takes tea with the two of them all the time. Even so... Aww.
おや、カルディアさん。動かないでくださいね。
He's gonna wipe something off of her, isn't he?
頬にクリームとは随分と可愛らしい。
Aww.
シシ、ちょっとあの糸目伯爵のすねに歯型つけてきてくれねえか。
I feel so bad for Lupin, but this is just the kind of push you needed, I guess. I don't know. Poor Lupin. He's being subjected to all of this. It might be business as usual for that jackass Impey, but Saint Germain getting in on the act, I sense intent here. Or so I muttered to myself, burying my face in Cece's fluffy fur. I was absolutely right a moment ago. This is completely normal, nothing strange about it, no harm, no foul. Impey and Saint Germain are acting fools and Cardia is laughing at them. Yep, normal as could be. I've convinced my head easily enough, but why can't I convince my heart? If I had any idea I'd be so immature about this, I never would have left the mansion, let alone tailed them.
帰るか、シシ。
Just as I was about to pick myself up that very moment, I'd love to bring Lupin next time. It's such a nice little place, and being with Lupin would make it even nicer somehow. Cardia's words make me freeze.
ほっほん、焼けちゃうね。もうすっかりルパンにぞっこんってやつ。
I love him very much. Aww.
大好きときましたか。聞いているこちらが照れてしまいますね。
After taking in Cardia's angelic smile, the Count closes his eyes completely and inquires with a chuckle.
好きと言ってもいろいろありますが、あなたはルパンのどこを好きなんです？
Do I have to pare it down to one single thing? I don't think I can.
ああ、でもなんとなくわかる。あいつ長所も多いけど欠点も多いもんね。 かっこつけすぎてたまにピンチになるし、冷静に見えてめっちゃ負けず嫌いだし、俺がミスるとよく拳飛んでくるし。俺が相棒じゃなきゃもう5回はヤードに捕まってると思うよ。
最後の一つはともかく、ルパンは確かに大人っぽく見えて意外と子供なところがありますね。それを逆手に取られた結果、あのショルメさんには敗北寸前まで追い込まれていましたし。
The two vent about whatever they please, taking full advantage of my absence. But Cardia resumes her own train of thought with a smile that seemed forced. Even so, I love Lupin, flaws and all. He can get too worked up for his own good, but he's not an infallible, but knowing that he isn't perfect, it's almost a relief.
バカ。もともと完璧なんかじゃねえよ。俺は。
I love Lupin. I really, really do, with all my heart. Her voice resonates throughout my bowed head, my most precious treasure's voice. Trying to explain what I truly feel is impossible. The limits to language are so frustrating. Word after word, as she continues to speak of me with such honesty, such purity, a spark of light deep inside, suffusing me with warmth. She's never been the talkative type. When we're together, my heart just never stops pounding. It's only recently that she's been able to open up about her feelings. He sparks such a warmth in my soul, I can't help but smile. This remarkable girl is expressing her feelings for me, made all the more precious by the fact articulating them isn't easy. And it all adds up to one undeniable truth. I love him. Listening to her, I wonder, could there be any happiness finer than this?
俺だって愛してるよ。間違いなく。何よりも大好きだ。
I wanted to tell her so badly. I wish she was standing before me here and now. No, I needed to. I want to step out from behind these bushes and show her, tell her over and over again. But no, now is not the time. I can't project my own feelings just yet, lest they take precedence over hers. Right now, all I want to hear is what she has to say, every last word. That's why I am a little scared. It feels like I'm on the receiving end of everything, that I am too dependent on him. Lupin saved me. He drove away my sorrow. He rescued me from the solitude, banished my despair. He showed me what it is to love. He taught me what it means to be happy. He gave me warmth. He gives me so much, but I can't seem to offer him anything in return. It just makes me feel awful.
だからルパンをドキドキさせたかったの、カルディアちゃん。
Yes. I want us to feel like equals.
なあ、シシ。まったく、笑い草だよな。誰よりもあいつのことを分かってると思ってたのに。俺はまだまだ何にも分かっちゃいなかった。
As I sit down on the cobblestones and stand up, a faint sigh escaping my lips. A couple ill-mannered friends do need a good scolding, but most importantly, there are words the woman I love deserves to hear.
Cardia.
Oh. You're gonna interrupt their date? Uh-oh. Startled to hear my name, I spin towards the source of the voice. It was Lupin, looking a bit incongruous, carrying Cece with a sheepish look on his face. Lupin? No, could he have been here the entire time? That would mean everything I just said, all the words that came tumbling out of my mouth, he would have heard them, and... Suddenly, I feel myself flush. I didn't dare think about what I must look like. Lupin, were you listening? Yes. His silence spoke volumes. I was completely undone, speechless. Lupin had the grace at least to shift his attention toward Impey and Saint Germain. And as it happened, he did not have the grace to hide his displeasure.
何のつもりだよ、インピーさん。
わざわざ聞いちゃう？お前ならもう分かってんでしょ？
ええ。私たちはほんの少し可愛らしい乙女のお手伝いをしただけです。
That wasn't Saint Germain's idea, it was Impey's idea to go on a date. I should have figured that much. I don't know why I only remember Saint Germain and not Impey. Sorry, Impey. Lupin shot me a look as if to ask, is he serious? I give a tentative nod. Both of them helped me put this plan together. That's what the entire day's been about.
だとしても腕組みとかあんとかは必要ねえだろ。
He's blushing. I don't think I've seen him blush besides the last image.
おやおや、嫉妬ですか？
許してちょうだいよ旦那さん。これでしばらくお別れなんだからさ。
The old Lupin had been fuming at Impey, but he just doesn't seem to have it in him today. Instead, he releases a sigh and mutters,
次やったら絶対殴るかな。
おお、怖い怖い。じゃあ俺は殴られちゃう前にアメリカに行かないとね。
はっ、やっぱり寂しいとか言って逃げ帰ってくんじゃねえぞ。
二人とも素直じゃありませんね。
but it suits them, don't you think? Impey and Lupin goofing around, Saint Germain the bemused witness to their antics. Such a familiar scene, but one I'm unlikely to see again soon. As I watch the one inseparable pair with a wistful smile, Impey gives Lupin an affectionate thump on the shoulder.
まあとにかくさ、俺はしばらく留守にするけど、カルディアちゃんを、彼女を泣かすなよ、相棒。
お前に言われちゃ俺もおしまいだな。
あはは、ひでえ言われよ。つうかカルディアちゃん、もしこいつに泣かされたらすぐ連絡してね。アメリカからすっ飛んでくるからさ。
Sure, I don't see that happening, but I'll keep it in mind all the same.
もしもの時には私もインピー側に加勢しましょう。
Impey and Saint Germain give the chagrined thief a nod and begin to take their leave.
さて、インピー、それではそろそろ我々は行くとしましょうか。
I think it's funny that in Saint Germain's route, it takes Lupin to come and threaten to steal Cardia away to make Saint Germain realize that he doesn't want this. And then in Lupin's route, it takes Saint Germain to come in and make Lupin realize what he's doing wrong too. Saint Germain and Impey in this one.
だね。じゃあシュシー、次は俺たちと散歩しようぜ。
Don't bite you. I look pointedly at the two, wishing they would stay and rescue me from this awkward situation. Are you really going?
ええ。あとはごゆっくり。カルディアさん、それにルパンも。
Impey waves his arm expansively while Saint Germain performs an urbane bow. And with that, they are truly gone, perhaps believing their combined presence constituted a third wheel. Only Lupin and I remain. The constant din and hubbub of the crowd around us suddenly feels distant. Thinking all that Lupin had heard, perfectly honest though it was, I feel awkward and out of sorts. Looking Lupin in the eye comes as naturally to me as drawing breath, but for some reason I can't bear to meet his gaze.
Duck.
He mutters something unintelligent under his breath, and then...
カルディア、ちょっと 歩こうぜ。
Such simple, unadorned words. There's going to be another screenshot that I'm going to want to use, but I want to use the CC one too. Dang it. No, would you allow me the honor of escorting you, mademoiselle? No gallant offering of his arm, no hint of his usual manner. It's almost as if he had forgotten how to effect his customary air. Perhaps he too was wrestling with his thoughts. Had we been at the cafe longer than I thought? Or perhaps I lost track of the time as Lupin and I walked. It was only midday when I left the mansion, but already the gloaming was upon our city. Crowds of pedestrians scurry around us, intent on reaching their homes before nightfall. I follow Lupin's much slower lead, squinting in the waning light of the westerly sun. Both of us seemed to be searching for words, but none escaped our lips. Neither of us knew where to start, or what topic to broach first. At the standstill of swords, only our footsteps and the march of time continues on. Eventually the road came to its end. I think this is going to be the last episode for Lupin, because I feel like it's coming to an end. Because I can't imagine what the next hour would be like if it wasn't. A cold breeze struck me, carrying with it scents of the river. Looking up, I realized we had come all the way to the banks of the Thames. Lupin still seemed to have no interest in talking. Could I have upset him that badly? I did consult others about my troubles instead of bringing them to him. And today, going on that date with Impey and Saint Germain, all I wanted was that he feel the same thrills, to set his heart dancing as he does mine. Everything I did was for the goal of sharing our love rather than continue to take and take. What if it all had been just a nuisance to him? The indistinct outline of his ship headed upriver lets out a mournful wail, heaving the plumes of steam. Startled by the blast of the sound, my introspection ends as my thoughts are pulled back to the present. At some point we have stopped walking. Our shadows are motionless, the setting sun distorting them to mile-long columns.
なあ、カルディア。
Lupin finally turns to face me, but I can't bring myself to raise my head. I have no idea what he might say. Part of me doesn't want to hear, but I wait for him to speak nonetheless.
お前、さっき言ってたよな。自分だけドキドキして、俺の方は平然としてるって。
I did say that, but even now, Lupin is cool, composure personified, the polar opposite of what I feel. And yet he's...
本当に、そう思うか。
A few feet of empty space between us suddenly disappears, and... Lupin cups my chin with his hand. I stiffen and feel the urge to pull away, but his firm grip on my waist would not allow it. His intense, forceful embrace leaves no room for argument. Thinking back, I felt this same aggressive spark the night we met.
顔を上げて、俺の目を見ろ。それで、答えてくれ。
What are you? His eyes were so close, gleaming in the fiery light of sunset. They were exquisite, like twin shards of flawless amber. Lupin takes my hand and presses it firmly against his chest.
もう一度聞くぞ、カルディア。本当に、俺がいつも平然としてると思うか？
His gaze remains steady, but fairly vibrates from the ardor within. I absentmindedly wonder if the sunset is to blame for how red his cheeks seem.
言葉で嘘はつける。表情は偽れる。けどな、この思いだけは俺も偽れねえよ。
Lupin's heartbeat courses through my palm. With our bodies pressed so close, the warmth I hold most dear permeates my being. And today, somehow, it feels a bit warmer.
わかるだろ？平気そうなふりしてるだけで、俺だってお前と同じなんだよ。 お前に触れるたびに心が跳ねる。お前が笑いかけてくれただけで心臓が暴れる。お前を抱きしめてるとき余裕なんてありゃしね
I love the way he talks. He's the best talker of all of them.
え。そうさ。お前相手に余裕なんて少しもねえんだよ。俺の心を盗む？残念だが、そいつは無理な話だ。だってよ、俺の心はとっくにお前に取られちまってるんだからな。
Lupin.
自分は与えられてばかり？バカ言うな。そんなわけねえだろ。お前は自分で思ってるよりたくさんのものを俺にくれてるんだぜ、カルディア。
But I can't imagine what that could be. What have I ever given you?
例えば、花束より美しい俺だけに向けてくれる笑顔。料理だって俺のために勉強してくれてる。こんな風に一緒に過ごす時間もそうだ。それに何よりお前っていう存在自体が俺にとっては何よりも最高の宝物だ。価値なんかつけられねえ最高の宝物で、世界でただ一人俺の最愛の人。
If I had to read that, I'd be able to pronounce that. Such a warm person. Being with Lupin, so very warm, so right. Happiness fairly radiates from us. I'm overwhelmed with emotion, speechless. And yet I can tell he knows, even without words, Lupin knows how much I love him. Then something in Lupin's eyes suddenly shifts and he purses his lips ever so slightly.
だからさっきはよ、ちょっとイラッとしたんだぜ。
Was it the date?
あいつらが見せつけるためにわざとやってたのは理解してた。けど俺はどうも自分が思ってたよりずっとガキだったみてえだ。
You can't mask your coolness whenever it involves your wife.
わざとだって分かっててもイラついたし、心がざわついてちっとも落ち着かなかった。お前が他の誰かとデートってだけで、それが仲間相手でもこうなっちまうなんてな。
Was it envy? I dare to speak the word Saint Germain had used earlier in the day. Lupin is struck for a moment, then quietly admits.
なあ、そうだよ。こいつが嫉妬ってことだ。
Feeling edgy, angry, unable to keep it together, envy must be awful. I'm so sorry, Lupin. I never meant to put you through such a horrible experience.
なあ、悪い。言葉が足んなかったか。嫉妬自体は俺が勝手にしたからお前のせいじゃねえんだけど。でもまあせっかくだ。詫びの一つぐらい要求しようかね。
Apology? I have no time to prepare myself, let alone a moment to breathe. Suddenly, there is no space between us. We are one, connected to everything. Be it the poison that once plagued my body, or the moist river air that surrounds us. Past, present, and future cease to have meaning. All existence coalesce into a realm of pure love in one perfect kiss. The magical sensation of oneness had completely engulfed my mind. It was a single kiss shared with the man I cherished above all else. A single tender kiss standing as a testament to the joy of loving one another equally.
あなたからのお詫び、確かに頂戴いたしましたよ、お姫様。
That's cute. He's like, I must insist on an apology. He initiates the kiss. He's like, apology accepted. I couldn't say why, but Lupin's trademark affable grin seems brighter today. My chest feels all warm and tingly. My heart still won't stop pounding. I'm so happy. Is it the same for you, Lupin?
ああ、俺だって同じだよ。いつもドキドキして嬉しくて、胸の奥がじんわりとあったかくなる。
Didn't know. I had no idea you felt the way I do.
まあそりゃな、言ってなかったんだし仕方ねえさ。
Lupin relaxes his tight embrace, but we remain holding hands, looking fondly into each other's eyes.
あと、今日はインピーやサンとのデートだってのに、俺のことばっかり口にしてたよな。好きだなんだって、陰で聞いてたこっちが真っ赤になっちまうくらいだったよ。
Really? Well, it was the truth.
そうかい。そんならよかったよ。
Lupin chuckles, flashing a winning smile. Laughing together, sharing conversation like this. Once again, I reflect on these simple everyday things that bring me so much happiness. I was worried for so long. What if I loved you more than you loved me? The worries I held in for so long came tumbling out of my mouth in a rush. I loved him so much, but I never felt like I was giving anything back. The sheer one-sidedness of it became a serious worry festering away inside. Yet Lupin's grin only grows broader, as though to dazzle my fears into submission with charm alone.
そんなわけねえさ。俺たちはお互いに同じくらい心の底から愛し合ってる。そんでこの先もずーっと先も俺はお前と一緒がいい。だから俺たちは結婚して夫婦で大切な家族なんだよ。
Lupin and I are already family. We do, and it makes me so happy. A marvelous sense of being blessed comes over me. It fills my heart, but it feels nothing like the rapid pounding of excitement. This is something more peaceful, gentle. Heat rises to my cheeks, somehow different than before. I bow my head unconsciously, unsure of what this new feeling might mean.
どうした？
No, I'm fine. I'm just happy is all. If I had to describe it, it's very much like the warmth of this sunset. I'm so glad we came here when we did. The waning orange glow surrounds me and the puzzling new feeling both, making me feel a bit better. Lupin, can we stay until the sun goes down?
当然。いつまでだって付き合うぜ。
We squeezed each other's hands tighter, sealing the deal. And so we were too, watching the sunset fade into the night on the banks of the Thames. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the episode for here. I did play through a little bit after this just to see how long it would go, and it seems to be going. So I think there will be a third episode for Lupin. If you did enjoy it, drop a thumbs up down below and or subscribe, and I will see you guys in part 3. Bye.